Previously on Hunting Hitler.
In May 1945, Adolf Hitler may have landed in San Sebastian, Spain.
You're an escaping Nazi. This would be a good place to come, clearly.
And the team has found a communications center.
In a matter of moments, that information would have been sent to any U-boat or plane. Piece of cake.
The team in Argentina established a couple miles from the Nazi compound in Misiones. There was an active hunt for Hitler.
Your father, did he ever mention any senior Nazi that he may have met?
Bormann.
Bormann?
Martin Bormann.
Martin Bormann is the second most important man in the Nazi world. This is history changing.
Bormann is sort of the key for Hitler's fate.
Martin Bormann may take us one step closer to Adolf Hitler.
The thing is people don't like to talk because they have something to hide.
Who's this?
Es la foto de Adolf Hitler en Misiones.
We have an alleged picture of an aged Adolf Hitler post-war.
John, we got our two teams. We got one in San Sebastian, and we've got the team in Argentina looking into the compound.
21-year CIA veteran Bob Baer and war crimes investigator Dr. John Sensich are overseeing a dual-pronged investigation. While the European team investigates how Hitler could have moved from Germany to San Sebastian in northern Spain, they focus in on the South American leg of their investigation, where they have uncovered a potential piece of forensic evidence from a small town in Misiones, Argentina, just 50 miles from a reported Nazi militarized complex in the jungle.
The investigative team, they were able to uncover this photograph that is ostensibly one of Adolf Hitler from 1961.
Frankly, if this were really a picture of Hitler, it would change history. I mean, this is potential proof positive that the guy got to Argentina. But then we get something like a picture, my antenna go up, like, uh-oh, gotta look into this. A photo of Hitler in 1960, I approach that with complete skepticism. Till we can confirm, get some sort of confirmation on this picture, it would be irresponsible to show it on air.
It certainly looks like it could be Adolf Hitler, but we have to be really careful with this. We have great responsibility that comes with this investigative undertaking.
My major problem with the photo is we just know so little about this.
Just because the photograph is found in Argentina doesn't mean that's where the photograph was taken. We don't know what it is. It's our job to get to the bottom of this particular photograph. So I've ordered a forensic analysis of the photograph, also to undertake the facial recognition.
Over the last 72 hours, Animetrics Technologies has analyzed the potential photograph of Adolf Hitler in Argentina after World War II. Their state-of-the-art facial recognition software is used by law enforcement and military agencies around the world.
They're scanning the images, there's an algorithm, and it gives a percentage of what are the odds that the two images match.
They have shared the results of their examination with the team.
What we're able to learn from undertaking that type of forensic examination, as well as our own reconnaissance, our own independent research, we determined that this is not a photograph of Adolf Hitler. As someone who's done a lot of work, forensic work with photographs, I can tell you this wasn't Adolf Hitler that was taken in the 1960s. That's okay. That's what we do. We had to investigate it. We did investigate it. We move on from there.
All I can do is deal with the evidence as it comes across my desk. It's like I'm sitting back at Langley, right, trying to figure out what's going on.
Now, we don't know the origin of this photograph, but on the surface,
It absolutely looks like an aged Adolf Hitler. So I completely understand how if you were in a small town in Argentina and all these sightings Hitler were happening all around the world,
and you come across this photo, of course you'd think it was Hitler.
but at the end of the day,
We have to separate the good evidence from the bad.
okay, John, let's go to Spain, San Sebastian.
Bob shifts focus to the European leg of their investigation. In San Sebastian, Spain, they have uncovered evidence that suggests high-ranking Nazis were fleeing to the area after World War II, including a close associate of Adolf Hitler arriving by plane in May 1945 after being spotted by the Führer's side just 1 day earlier.
If you're flying out of Nazi Germany in May 45, you're not going to just, land in some airport anywhere in the world hoping you'll be okay. You got to go someplace where you got a network.
This is a place that had the infrastructure, the personnel, the communication equipment. If Hitler had lived, the answer to the question as to whether or not San Sebastian would have been a place for him to arrive by plane is unquestionably yes. The next question is, well, where did he go from there? So let's take a look in the database and see if we can find some intelligence that intersects Hitler and San Sebastian, or just Spain in general. Hitler, Spain, enter.
Here we go. This is a German document, special order prepared by Heinrich Müller, chief of the Gestapo. 20 April 1945, subject, Führer's special trip to Barcelona. The members of the Führer's entourage are the Führer, Reichsleiter, Bormann. There's something going on here.
What's unique about this document, it's an internal German military order issued 10 days before Adolf Hitler is alleged to have committed suicide. It's an incredible find.
For me, this is a huge piece of evidence. The head of the Gestapo was clearly planning an exfiltration of Hitler and his closest advisors. Internal documents belong to a government. It's something very secret. So I think right through April, the whole system is geared to get Hitler out.
We've always theorized that if Bormann indeed escaped Berlin, and if Hitler did commit suicide on April 30th, 1945, perhaps they would be together. This document does show the intent of the people, and that intent is for the Führer and Martin Bormann to flee to Barcelona together.
You're right. And what is in Barcelona? Is this even credible that you would send Hitler there?
Let's go to Barcelona and find out what type of evidence we might be able to generate in relation to this Führer's special trip.
Oh, I think absolutely.
I'm really intrigued to know what the German setup was here.
World War II historian James Holland and U.S. Army reconnaissance expert Mike Simpson arrive in Barcelona.
Talking about every aspect, there's a lot to like about Barcelona. Location-wise, population center-wise, infrastructure.
If there was an existing escape plan for Hitler, it would have almost certainly been set up by Bormann.
Absolutely.
The team meets with David Rodriguez, a local expert on Nazi movement in Spain, at the Gran Teatre del Liceu, originally built in 1847.
I'm really intrigued to know why we're in this particular theatre.
En el Gran Teatro del Liceo, en Barcelona, Franco y sus secuaces hacen que este sea el lugar en el que confluya la alta aristocracia, la gente de dinero y aquellos alemanes afiliados al partido nazi. Tras la guerra, aproximadamente en Barcelona había una población de 20.000 alemanes.
20.000.
Y de esos 20.500 ciudadanos colaboraran como espías.
20,000 Germans. And he said they know for a fact that at least 500 of them were known and active spies of the Nazis.
500.
Right. Okay. So I think we're in the right place.
Seems clear that yes, there was definitely organization here in Barcelona. There were 500 spies and leading Nazis. That's an awful lot. Clearly something big was going on here. Oh, look at this. Look at it.
Aquí, afiliados al partido nazi, se situaban en las butacas más caras.
where we're looking down, the high-ranking Nazis that would be here, this is where you would see them. Specifically, they would have the honored seats up front. This was a very permissive environment for those Nazi expats living here at that time. And we're talking about a population of 20,000, 10 times what we were talking about up in San Sebastian. If this is what's going on above the water, it's anybody's guess what's going on below the surface.
El Salón de los Espejos.
Whew.
Gosh, it's stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning.
Espectacular.
Aquí nunca se ocultaban aquellos alemanes engalanados con sus uniformes militares.
Were there any really notable Nazis that came here to Barcelona?
Visitantes formales.
Que Martin Bormann pretendía crear una infraestructura que protegiese a los oficiales nazis.
Bormann's plan was to set up infrastructure to support fleeing Nazi officials should the Third Reich lose the war.
Las organizaciones clandestinas de los nazis apoyaron, financiaron, ayudaron a los hombres de Hitler.
They were prepared to support them, they were prepared to support Hitler, they had prepared false documentation, and Franco had even designated members of his own guard that would work in a security capacity.
Right. So let me just get this absolutely clear. Before the end of the war, Bormann had set up a plan for Hitler's escape.
Sí.
The more we peel back the layers, the more this is looking like exactly what we're looking for. Martin Bormann was scouting out locations for a rat line to get the Fuhrer out of Germany and into a safe haven. He says on the 10th of August, 1944, many wealthy German expats, as well as many Nazi officials, under the supervision of Martin Bormann, met to plan the formation of
Die Spinne.
Die Spinne. Literally, the translation in German is the spider. And it was an escape and evasion network. It was absolutely the top of the Nazi chain. There were lots of rumors and stories about it. That's a massive eye-opener. This is adding up very nicely for me.
Our team has uncovered that Martin Bormann was in contact with people in Barcelona relative to the secret organization Die Spinne, the Spider Network.
Bob and John review the findings from Spain, where they are following a declassified Nazi document outlining a secret trip for Adolf Hitler and Martin Bormann to Barcelona days before they were believed dead.
This Die Spinne network was set up to facilitate the exfiltration of Nazi war criminals. What really strikes me is they have this plan before the end of the war. Die Spinne is the mother of all rat lines. It had a massive infrastructure to support the elite members of the Nazi Party. The question remains is how far did this network actually reach?
Let's find out. Look up Die Spinne.
Well, here we have a CIA document. Eichmann was in close contact with the underground group Die Spinne. It is believed that he also financed from his stocks this underground movement and paid for the international travel expenses of wanted war criminals. Eichmann is a new piece of this puzzle.
Adolf Eichmann was one of Hitler's closest allies and a major organizer of the Holocaust. During the war, Eichmann was responsible for facilitating the mass deportation of Jews to concentration camps throughout Europe. In 1950, he fled to Buenos Aires, Argentina, where he lived in a modest house and worked for Mercedes-Benz under the alias Ricardo Clement. In 1960, he was captured by the Israeli Mossad and sentenced to death.
If somebody like Eichmann, one of the most wanted men in the world, actually got out using the web, Die Spinne, I think we just have to consider that network was also intended for Hitler to use in his escape.
Absolutely. Everybody knows that Eichmann lived in Buenos Aires. But here we have a document that says there's rumors that Eichmann actually lived in a safe house in northern Argentina in a province called Tucumán prior to moving to Buenos Aires.
Tucumán. Tucumán which is out in the middle of nowhere. And then you go across in an equally remote area is Misiones. We have to consider the possibility that Tucumán was simply a staging area while the compound in Misiones was being built. This compound in Misiones, very complicated. This took a lot of time and money. But in the meantime, you can't wait for Misiones to be built. You got to go to a place like Tucumán.
What I think we need to do is to get the team into Tucumán. If he had a safe house there, there's potential evidence there.
The sooner they get there, the better.
Well, we're 1,400 miles from Buenos Aires, up in the northwest province of Argentina.
This is a whole new level of isolated.
Investigative journalist Gerard Williams and U.S. Army Special Forces Tim Kennedy make their way through the winding roads of northern Argentina.
So Eichmann manages a whole 10 years in Argentina before he's picked up. He lives under the name Ricardo Clement. There's no way that Adolf Eichmann on his own would have decided to come to this part of Argentina. He must have been sent here by de Spinny. Could this house be a safe house where people are dropped off before they're moved on? And that's what we got to go find out.
We are coming close now, guys. Almost there.
Their local contact, Rune, has uncovered what could be the location of Eichmann's rumored safe house in the area.
Here we are. Creeps me out.
Should we try to see if there's someone here?
See what we can see.
It's locked, but it's vacant.
With the team unable to gain access to the potential safe house, they make contact with neighbor Francisco Valdez.
Do you know the family that lived in this house in the 50s?
Vino el alemán ese.
Un alemán.
El que hacía el trabajo aquí estaba con la familia.
He lived here, yes, with his family.
Does he know the name of the family?
¿Recuerda el nombre?
Clement.
Adolf Eichmann.
Why was he here?
Vino una empresa y después vino él, Clement.
Who put him here? Who did he work for?
¿Qué era el nombre de la compañía?
Capri.
Does that ring any bells?
It's German-owned, partly Argentine-staffed company that's involved in major infrastructure projects.
In Argentina?
Yeah. Capri is a company that is owned by a former SS captain, except you're never a former SS anything. You are SS until you die. They run huge infrastructure projects all over the world in exactly the same way as they did for the Nazis. What was Capri doing here?
Que trabajaba en los túneles.
They made tunnels, he said.
Las rocas se perforaban.
And they were like cutting out in the mountains.
They're making tunnels in the mountains?
Yeah, they were making some tunnels.
Adolf Eichmann's up here tunneling into mountains. What the hell's all that about?
Do you know if these tunnels still exist?
Sí. Hay una pampa grande.
Okay.
Usted cruza el río y va hacia el frente.
Eichmann is here digging tunnels into the side of the mountains in secluded northwest Argentina. If Hitler would have come here and used this as a safe house, he would need multiple routes for evasion. Look at these mountains. Look at that view.
It's quite incredible.
Maybe these tunnels were built as an escape route. That's where I have to go next.
I feel good about Barcelona. You know, we've got documents related to it. Bormann was intimately tied to De Spina.
While the team continues to investigate the Eichmann safe house in Tucumán, Argentina, Bob and John discuss the Spanish leg of their investigation, where a declassified Nazi document outlines a secret trip for Adolf Hitler and Martin Bormann to Barcelona, days before they were believed dead.
In Barcelona, we know there were Nazis there, and we know there's a German culture there. It was open for Hitler, but where do you go in Barcelona? You just don't show up there and walk around the streets.
Right. We need to find out which safe houses, which routes, which infrastructure was used to facilitate the fleeing war criminals. I think we need to dig into the database and see if we can find some information.
And there we go. This is coming out of an MI6 file reported on October 22nd, 1950. Bormann is without a doubt the brain behind Die Spinne. He is known, rather ironically, as the Great Eminence because of the robes worn by the monks at his monastery hideout in Spain. And look, it's been documented totally that the Vatican helped the Nazis. So, I mean, we are within the parameters of reality here.
After World War II, an intricate system of escape routes throughout Spain known as the rat lines were established to help Nazi war criminals flee Europe. According to a 1947 American embassy memo, these rat lines were allegedly supported by the Catholic Church by providing false documentation and places of refuge at local monasteries.
Now, the question is which monastery? We've got hundreds of them around Barcelona, but which one would he go to?
Let's see if we can find an answer to that. Look at this. It's coming from the Federal Minister of Justice, West Germany. And it goes on to say, Martin Bormann is living in the St. Benedict Monastery at Montserrat, near Barcelona, where he found sanctuary with the Vatican's consent.
I mean, John, when you look at this, you got Barcelona here, right on the coast, and then you go up to here is Montserrat.
Montserrat is approximately 25 miles from Barcelona.
You are really in the mountains here. We need to know whether Montserrat, this particular monastery, had any Nazi connection. Number two is, can you actually hide out there? Because it's a monastery doesn't mean you can just move in. I mean, was there a place that he would feel comfortable and safe?
Agreed. Next stop is Montserrat.
Well, this is spectacular scenery, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
James Holland and Mike Simpson head for the Montserrat Monastery, deep in the mountains, an hour's drive from Barcelona.
And it's amazing, after the hubbub of Barcelona, suddenly you're so kind of remote, aren't you?
On the drive up, I think tactical advantage right off the bat. One road alone provides access, very easy to control. Look at that.
That's such an amazing view. The monastery was absolutely stunning. These beautiful mountains, strange rock formations, and there's this Benedictine monastery kind of sort of tucked away beneath this kind of rock face. A Nazi war criminal would want somewhere discreet, out of the way, and very well protected. Frankly, he couldn't ask for a better place.
Hola, padre. Me llamo Mike. Mi colega James.
The team makes contact with Friar Hilari Reguer, the monastery's historian.
El abad Oliva fundó aquí un monasterio hacia el 1025.
Padre, con permiso, específicamente tenemos interés en la época de la Segunda Guerra Mundial.
1940 visitó Montserrat Himmler.
¿Otra vez?
Himmler.
Himmler is one of the absolute top Nazis. He is the head of the SS. He's incredibly important. Why would he come here?
Lo que le interesa es la montaña.
Himmler said to one of the monks, "We want to see the mountain. We're interested in the mountain." ¿Qué tienen de interés las montañas?
La leyenda de que la montaña está hueca, que era como un refugio. Y después algunas cuevas hay. Las más importantes están...
Con permiso. Dice, ¿cuevas?
Cuevas.
¿Hay cuevas acá?
Unas grandes cuevas, muy extensas y profundas.
Con mucho espacio.
Sí, sí.
These are extensive.
Very extensive. Before the Nazis would have fully committed to using this site, they would have had to do what's known as a site survey. and assess the value of this site. Normally, this could have been performed by any mid-level military officer, but in this case, it was Himmler himself. That tells me that this place was very important.
Look at this.
Yeah, we're there.
Gosh, look at this.
Look at that.
That's pretty big, isn't it?
When he said expansive, he really, really meant expansive. If you're in Spain and the war's over, the monastery itself would have been a perfect location to keep people on a temporary basis. And now, added bonus of these caves. Wow.
Well, you could easily hide someone in here, couldn't you?
There literally could not be a better spot to hide safely away from the eyes and ears of your enemies. You want to have that out, and the caves are that out.
In Tucumán, Argentina,
He said this direction, but it's vague.
Tim Kennedy investigates the area surrounding Adolf Eichmann's safe house in search of rumored tunnels that could be connected to Die Spinne, an organization to support the escape of the highest-ranking Nazi war criminals, as reported by a declassified CIA file.
When I hear the Nazis were in the mountains digging tunnels, immediately, especially considering that this could be a safe house, I'm thinking of escape routes. I need to get inside of these tunnels, and I need to really try to discern what they were doing here.
While Tim scouts the mountain for a tunnel entrance,
You found the key?
Oh, good stuff.
Here we go.
Okay, muchas gracias.
Gerard Williams gains access to the interior of Eichmann's safe house.
Here we are, in a kitchen where the man who facilitated the deaths, industrial mass murder of close to 11 million people, would make his morning coffee. And that's chilling. Even if he was only here for a couple of years, I still find it chilling. Ugh, don't want to stay in here.
The old man said that the tunnel entrance was in the valley. Where's this thing? I can see something. Oh, we might have something right here. Holy. We got a tunnel. I have no idea what's back there. It could be treacherous in there, truly dangerous. Tunnels, there's pockets of gases that we can't control. Some of those are toxic, but I have to find out where it goes. I brought a self-contained breathing apparatus with me. I need enough air that I at least know I can get in and out. I'm lead, you guys stay behind me. It's like a wall right in front of us. I can see a little bit of light popping through. I'm gonna go check that out. I'm gonna see where that goes. I've got a couple of chambers. They're cutting off multiple tunnels. All right, we have at this intersection right here. You can see, right here, look at these archways. I mean, this is a corridor. This was planned. This was built specifically for the movement of people. Massive tunnel system.
Roughly 200 meters from the mountain base entrance, Tim runs into an intersection leading to 3 distinct man-made pathways.
Tunnels like this, going straight into bedrock, that takes time, that takes money, that takes backing. If these tunnels were built as an escape route, they did it well. We were a few hundred meters from that intersection, you know, maybe 400 or 500 meters from the entrance, and we still don't even have a way out. Straight ahead. Oh, I see some light up there. It looks like it's filled in. Oh, we're gonna have to switch back. We won't be able to go much further. Oh, it's starting to smell bad. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna go much further like this. Man, I'm gonna put my mask on. I don't go any further breathing this air. This is a complex tunnel system. You're trying to track a fugitive that's evading you, and he runs to that tunnel, and you try to follow him. That's dangerous.
It looks like we reached the end of this chamber.
I have tunnels that are dropping off. I have tunnels that are going to dead ends. If you don't know where you're going through that tunnel, you could be lost. Watch your footing right here. Slow down. Just go straight down. But right here, we got an opening. Whoa. We have an entrance near the Eichmann house and an exit on the opposite side of the mountain at a lower elevation by the water. That's an escape tunnel. You know, I came here to find evidence of infrastructure. We found it. That's what this is.
Well, we sent the team up to Tucumán looking for this potential safe house Eichmann was supposed to have lived in. The team was able to locate this house, and they learned Eichmann was working for a company called Capri, and that they were digging tunnels through a mountain. And the team was able to go through the tunnel. What do they find on the other side of that mountain? An opening that goes down to lower elevation, and right there's a river, a method of escape.
So these guys built this tunnel for a damn important reason. In Tucumán, we found a tunnel, a place to go underground. Clearly, Eichmann intended to make an escape route. So while Misiones is being constructed, Tucumán could be the perfect staging area for Hitler. Let's go back to Barcelona.
Bob and John discussed the other leg of their investigation in Barcelona, Spain.
You certainly have the possibility of hiding out in the mountains and like these caves, the monastery. Himmler was at this monastery. He would have known about it. They're Nazis.
We determined that Barcelona's interesting for a safe house and for meetings, but for Hitler to escape, he needs to get out of Spain and go to South America. What is the point of exit or egress from Spain? That's where we have to go, find the most likely place for that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's, you know, look, we looked at Vigo was a possibility.
The activity of the U-boats here in Vigo was enormous. At the end of the war and after the end of the Second World War.
But you simply can't narrow it down to one particular base. I mean, what if in the meantime you're in Vigo and there was an American battleship parked off the coast? You have to have multiple exit routes. You have to, in the middle of a plan, be able to alternate. You do not have one exit. You have to have a second exit, and a third, and a fourth. You're always worried about an ambush.
If Vigo is plan A or plan B, what's plan C or plan D?
I think we should, start getting into the documents and look and see if there are any other U-boat bases, and whether they were active in May of '45.
U-boat, Spain. All right, we've got something here. A now declassified Argentinian intelligence document. We see here that Ludwig Freud, an agent of the Third Reich, stated that on 7 February 1945, a U-boat brought to Argentina huge funds to help in the reconstruction of the Nazi Empire, having sailed from Cadiz, Spain.
They're saying money here, but just as easily you could have been putting people on a U-boat out of Cadiz.
Yeah, what's going on in the Gulf of Cadiz? We're no longer in the Mediterranean. It gives a clear shot to the Atlantic.
Yeah, that's the only other way out.
Question is, though, are there any U-boat bases here?
You find me a U-boat dock here, and I'll be very happy.
That'll make two of us.
Yeah, look at all these bunkers, Mike.
Yeah, look at this.
There's lots of them.
Here.
Lots and lots.
In the province of Cadiz, Spain,
That's amazing.
James Holland and Mike Simpson are joined by local historian Alfonso Escuadra.
You know, from down on the ground, you don't really realize how important it is. This is a maritime choke point, so you control access in and out of the Mediterranean from right here.
But what I'm really intrigued to know, Alfonso, is how much of a foothold have the Nazis got here during World War II?
Un potente punto de apoyo de suministro a los submarinos de Alemania en el puerto de Cádiz.
It's documented that Cádiz port was home port and for supplies for U-boat.
Really?
Yeah.
Sí, bueno, en una foto no se ve muy definido, pero sí se ve una cierta silueta de un tipo de submarino en el puerto de Cádiz.
Amazing. This is huge. We have photographic evidence of a German U-boat in the port of Cadiz. That means that Hitler could have had a support network operating in the area, as well as bases to service U-boats. That's what we need to find out, where exactly these locations are and to what extent they were used. Do you know of any place that might have been used as a clandestine base for the U-boats?
No.
No, it doesn't.
Can you think of anybody who might have more information about U-boats and about their operation in the area?
Liana Romero.
There is a lady in the area. Her name is Liana Romero, and her mother was collaborating with Germans, and she lives around here.
Well, we should definitely try and talk to her. This is looking quite tasty.
This looks like the place.
In the province of Cadiz, in southern Spain, James Holland and Mike Simpson are investigating a declassified Argentinian document that reports German U-boats were sailing from this area to Argentina in the final months of the war.
German U-boats were operating in Cadiz, but we still don't have an exact location yet. We're definitely in the right area, but that's what we need to pin down.
In search of a possible location that Hitler could have used to load onto a U-boat in Cadiz, the team arrives at the home of Liana Romero, whose mother was rumored to be connected to Germans in the area.
We've been told that your mother had a very interesting time here during World War II.
Well, that is true. She worked for the Germans. I can tell you that she escaped from Russia when she was 10 years old.
Oh, really? So she was Russian?
See, she has a very close friend that one day proposed her to join the Bauer. And she said, that way I will help with the invasion of Russia and finish with the communists.
So she signed up as an agent for the Abwehr.
Correct.
Which is the German Secret Intelligence Service.
Yeah.
And in what year?
41.
And what was it specifically that your mother was doing for Nazi Germany?
Spying. Spying mainly on the Gibraltar area. My mother gave the information of the ships that were coming and anchoring there.
Did your mother keep anything from her years as an operative? Did she keep any communiques or notebooks or anything like that that we could take a look at?
I have things.
Liana's mother was placed in the time period that I am interested in and in the exact location that I am interested in. But we need an actual point that you could put a high-value target, such as Adolf Hitler, onto a U-boat.
So this is your mother?
Sí, Larissa.
So striking, isn't she?
She was the Queen of Hearts.
That was her kind of nom de guerre, was it?
Sí. And this is the camera.
Gosh, it's tiny.
So this is a Minox camera. I'm familiar with these. Minox is a German company. And these were great because they could focus not only on documents, but you could also take pictures of objects, you know, a ship going by or something like that. This is basically the original spy camera. Really, this is the first time I've seen one outside of a museum.
Imagine the stories attached to this little piece of metal. Here is the big treasure.
Permíteme?
Sí, she used this.
So what we're looking at here, James, this is an Astra 400 9mm pistol. These were manufactured here in Spain, late 30s, early 40s. Oddly enough, most of these were actually exported.
Right.
And guess where they were exported to?
I don't know.
Germany. This was a very preferred Luftwaffe sidearm. These fit perfectly with everything I know about the tradecraft. It was exactly what spies at that time used, and makes the fact that Liana's mother was a Nazi spy very reliable indeed.
So, Liana, was there anyone here that your mother became acquainted with or knew who had contact with the highest Nazis?
Yeah. His name was Luis Gurruchaga. He was a doctor in Dachau and Auschwitz.
Really? He was a camp doctor. And he was a German?
He was a German, but posed as a Spanish doctor from San Sebastian.
Okay.
Do you have any specific knowledge, or even just rumors, of him helping German officials who were fleeing?
Not that I know.
James and I are looking for, specifically, someplace that could facilitate U-boats. Is there anything you might be aware of?
Well, this hotel called Reina Cristina.
Reina Cristina.
Reina Cristina, that was a landing spot for the submarines in this area.
It's still there?
It's still there, you can go there. That was the in place for all the spies.
We're in Cadiz specifically to find a location that Hitler could have used as a U-boat exfiltration point. And now we have a hotel crawling with spies. We have to investigate this.
Next time on Hunting Hitler.
You can see why you would have so many spies here.
Hay manera para salir afuera del hotel.
Sí, tenemos un sitio así.
So the question is, where does that go? Wow, I was not expecting this at all.
Fue muy secreta la entrevista con Perón.
If Hitler and Bormann were planning a Fourth Reich, they're going to have munition factories just like this.
It's clear that a Fourth Reich was planned.
Now we just need to find the brain, the headquarters for the Fourth Reich. Look at this.
If they were making explosives here, whenever they stopped, it doesn't look like they started cleaning up. Analyzing explosive test card. Holy